sorry, honey. So I go over there to start cleaning stuff up, and the sponge had soaked up everything in the tin that was left that didn't splatter. And I thought, well, I don't want to waste that stuff. So I put it in a Ziploc bag and put it away till the morning. And I came back in the next morning, pulled it out, and started using it. And I thought, hey, that's kind of cool. And so there's serendipity in it quite a few times. And if you pay attention and take good notes, you do learn 100 ways not to do it, and then kind of go from there.
I'm not good at taking notes, and what I find is I'll get halfway through something and go, oh wait, I did this wrong the last time too. I need to start over again. I just wasted 2 days.
In here great, Cody.
Yeah, I just wasted 2 days. That's not good for anybody.
That's hilarious.
So for those that are just joining us back again, we had to restart the stream. We lost feed. We lost internets.
Stupid rain. I'll blame it on the rain.
You know, it's today at the house. Like I said, I worked from home
Jose?
today. I know exactly who that was.
Oh, give me a hint.
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli. That's right.
Those guys were already in jail when Jose was
wasn't even
born.
born yet, dude.
That's my fault, Jose.
They had already taken the Grammy away. And,
Yeah, did they win? Did they take it? Yeah,
They got
take it away.
haircuts.
yeah. And then they tried to come back legit, and it just didn't work. No one believed him anymore. The 100 ways to learn how to not do stuff. I mean, how many of those products that you shelved do you think you'll ever go back to? Say, like, yes, it's the right thing. I just got to figure it out at another time. You know, do you have any of those that you have sit in your back pocket? Like, I know I'm going to go back to that, or once you're done with it, you're done with it.
You know, I kind of get PTSD over them after a while. They give me so much anxiety, and I usually don't quit until I really feel like, that sucked. And then it bothers me deep inside, so I try not to look at them. And it's a weird thing I have. So.
Well, and I think I would almost say that the possibilities are endless, but when there's only so many parts of a car, and there's only, like, if you were to stick with the auto detailing and refurbishing, there's only so many different parts. I mean, how do you see an end in sight? Do you see, hey, there's probably another good dozen products that we can create to round out the product line, or do you feel like you're already there, or do you think to yourself,
or is it more of just improving what you have now and just making it better and better?
Yeah, our motto here is try to suck a little less every day. And so what we do is just look at it and go, okay, this is such a game of infinitesimal improvements, such micro improvements, where really that's part of the whole company. Is you can probably go get another product for your car, God forbid, and go out and use it. And you could argue with me day in and day out that it looks just as good or whatever. I mean, there is subjectivity and there's objectivity to it. And we just decided that, yeah, the world needs another car care product, like it needs a hole in the head, but it does need a company that has a soul and has some culture to it and is looking to really kind of do stuff. And we just don't put out stuff unless we can honestly look ourselves in the eye and go, it's better than what's out there currently. And so that's why it's really easy just to expand your product line. And anyone who's got their MBA would tell you, well, we want to strategically make sure that our competitors don't go somewhere else to buy something they can get while they're with us, which makes really good sense. However, if we don't make it better, we kind of don't do it. And so we do have some holes in the thing where people are like, why don't you just make this so I don't have to go to XYZ and get it? And you're like, because we're not that good at that, and it didn't really work out. So,
well, and I would think, you mentioned earlier that there's 600 people in the game, and I would think you could go, you know what, I'm looking for a simple solution to X. I'm just gonna reverse engineer some of this and put my label on it. But
like goal seek in on a spreadsheet.
Goal seek the hell. I spent the entire day on a spreadsheet. You would be happy. But yeah, to your point, you're not in the market of just putting product line out there. You're in the market of making better product, which I think is a testament to what you were talking about earlier as far as quality is concerned. what kind of things do you want to do? I mean, what kind of things, when you started this, did you envision were going to be the long-term goals, and have you achieved those?
Well, while you're in the midst of it, it never really seems like you achieve the goals. As I go back and I look at some of the objectives and aspirations we had at the beginning, I kind of chuckle because I'm like, wow, beat that one. But it doesn't feel like you're succeeding while you're doing it. In the moment, you kind of, even in hindsight, you kind of go back and you go, well, I guess that's what success looked like at that point. But now that we're here or surpassed it, it doesn't feel like that. So let's keep driving forward. And I guess that's a human trait that probably has been good for the species for so many years. So you just kind of keep moving forward and hoping that it feels like you thought it would when you get there, which rarely does it. But
yeah, and I'm sure that as you move forward every day, there are probably things that are happening that you're like, I didn't expect that, and oh, look at this opportunity. I mean, again, going back to, you asked before we started the show how this whole thing started with the podcast, and I think for all four of us, if we were to go back to when we first started this and think about what kind of opportunities we would have, we would have fallen well short of the opportunities we've had at this point, the people that we've been able to meet, the experiences we've been able to have. And I'm sure for you, like you said, trying to drive it as a business.
I still haven't met Steve Garvey yet, but
no,
I'm working on how great things are.
I'm working on the Garv for you.
Yeah, but you insulted one of your other heroes already.
Yeah, you would just screw it up. You would just
give me. I just want the opportunity. All right.
That's awesome.
You get so critical on me.
You
else.
You insult one of the best dirt bike riders ever.
Yeah. Now you want to talk to Steve Garvey? No, we're not going to make that
happen.
Okay. So when you guys are based out of Salt Lake City, do you guys get the chance to go out and go to events and trade shows and SEMA and the Overland Expos and those kinds of things? Have you tried to do any of that?
Well, we just started booking Overland Expos is our new push. We've done SEMA, and that's a big show, and you've got to have big marketing dollars to stand out there, and so return on investment isn't always there. But we absolutely love the environment. Yeah,
sorry. Baseball jerseys work pretty well.
I'm going to tell you, we were at SEMA this year, and we did full button-up baseball jerseys, and it was a hit.
Nice.
It was. It worked. I tell you what, it made the four of us look not horrible, and
like a softball
that's all we can hope for.
It looked like we were getting ready for a softball tournament in town.
It's like these guys got lost,
and maybe we were lost. Yeah.
Oh, after we're done, you got to tell me where you got the jerseys from, because we're always looking for cool swag ideas, and I just never do T-shirts because they're so cliche. I'm like, T-shirts.
Yeah, that's
baseball jersey is awesome.
We used a local vendor here. They did a great job.
That is so cool.
Yeah, SEMA is hard. It's a sea of people and products, and it's hard to. We were there for 4 days and didn't see everything, so I can imagine. But something like Overland Expo, going back to what we talked about earlier about our trucks being all beat to crap, and the Jeeps getting torn up and needing to be restored. I mean, I think there's a market at the Overland Expo that is prime for your type of product. I mean, we have a guy that we've gone wheeling with a handful of times. He only comes out on the Mojave Trail trips, and he literally goes and buys a product prior to the trip that you roll onto your car that creates like a
like a gel. It's like a like a gel layer.
Yeah.
Like bed liner.
Yeah, like a washable bed liner. I mean, he literally rolls it onto his entire F-150 to make sure he doesn't get any scratches.
It's like, why even bother on that Ford?
Yeah.
So lipstick on a pig, what do you care about that Ford, how it looks?
So for every person that treats their truck like Matt does, there's also a person that is really concerned about the scratches, and I think that most of us are somewhere in between.
Yeah, that's awesome though. That is funny. Yeah, so what we read around here, my reading choices are always Trails Magazine and Overland Magazine and Crawl and stuff like that. So these are the things that stay by my nightstand, by my desk, and I'm always just like, So that's kind of my fun time. So we that's going to be our summer is spent hitting up some of these shows and things like that. So.
Yeah, I think that's a great opportunity. I mean, like we talked about, the subscribers on YouTube. A lot of times it's just, I'm assuming it's just getting, someone knows somebody that tells them about something, right? And then it kind of goes from there. I mean, we had a lot of help from a couple different people here in the community that helped push our Instagram and push our YouTube, and it's one of those things where like we're all in this together, and there's enough opportunity for everybody to grow. So if you're listening, please go subscribe to their YouTube channel because it's actually pretty funny.
So I was gonna say,
that's sweet of you to say, Cody. Thank you.
So, being that we go out in the desert or the mountains and get our trucks dirty, what would you say is like the best products for off-roader guys, overlander guys,
or girls,
people,
off-road people.
Sorry, excuse me.
Gender neutral off-road people.
Yeah, sorry. So dumb with me. What products would you recommend?
Help me make product good.
Yeah.
So really, if you're looking to protect your paint, you're looking to keep the dirt from scratching it as you wash it off and stuff. We make a thing called ceramic slam, and you spray that on, and it's got an SiO2 in it that cures on your paint, refracts light like $1,000,000. So it makes you're putting gas in your car at night, and the gas station lights are hitting you. You're like, wow, that looks fantastic. Even when it's dirty, it looks good. And you just spray it on, wipe it down, and then let it cure overnight, and it's just phenomenal. So that would probably be if I had to go to a desert and I only had one product to take with me, that would probably be the one.
Now, is that something we would use? So let's go back to my truck. I've got all the tree hugs on the side. Would I first go at it with the 4-clay and luster lube to clean that up before putting the ceramic slam on, or what's the natural progression of fixing the damage that I've done and then protecting it going forward?
Yeah, you really have to correct the paint and get it looking right. It's kind of like getting drunk. It really enhances whatever's already happening. So if your paint looks like crap and you put ceramic slam on it, it looks like crap all the way to outer space.
Shiny scrap.
That's
literally polishing a turd.
Yes, exactly. So you really want to correct the paint first. And the clay barring the car is the best thing you can possibly do for the health of your paint. So that luster lube and 4-clay, and I'm going to send you guys some, but when you spray this onto your car and then you take this clay and you rub it on there, everyone's like, clay bar, and I could burn my paint or I could do this, but you can do your entire truck in 20 minutes. And when you look at the clay, even after you've washed your car, it takes all the iron dust and everything out of the clear coat. It takes everything, and you literally run your hand on your paint and it will blow your mind. It will feel smoother than glass. And it's such an easy process. So you go through and you do that, and then you would hit it with a little polishing to get out the micro scratches. And then when you're done, you kind of want to stop it all from ever happening again, and you put the ceramic over the top.
So I have like a spot on my front fender, passenger side, and the paint started flaking away. So I was like, oh man, that kind of sucks. So I just grabbed some touch-up paint. It wasn't even match. It didn't even match the color. Like it was just, Chevy bright white or whatever. They had
white
an
out.
AutoZone. It could have been white out. Wouldn't have made a difference. So I just dabbed it on there. This is probably about 6 or 7 months ago. And it was good enough. You hardly even notice it. And then about 2 inches behind that, it just really started blowing off. So I did the same thing. It worked pretty good before. And I found it, actually what inspired me is I was cleaning out my garage and I found the touch-up paint again. I went, oh, cool. I guess I'll go ahead and it's going to be more. It'll match the stuff I did before. And I blotched it on there just really crappy. Just like whiteout, just put it on. And then I looked at it today and it's already starting to peel back. So I'm just slowly painting that whole fender with this whiteout shit.
I don't know if you know this, but your dad owns a body shop.
That's the sad thing, Bill, is my dad does paint and body for 50 years.
Yes, your dad physically owns a paint and body shop, and you guys are using whiteout.
It's kind of like, when you do air conditioning, heating for a living, it's like, I don't want to work on your air conditioner, and he didn't want to work on my truck. So I get it.
If the air conditioner breaks the house, it's staying out. I'm F it. But yeah, I like the idea. Like, it's funny. Like I don't know about everybody else, but I get a new truck and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna do these things, and then you get out in the dirt once, and you're like, nah, it's good, whatever, I'm fine. And then now 2 years later, I'm looking at it like in the light, and I'm like, I really should do something with that paint.
Wasn't it shinier before?
Oh, it was super shiny before. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying to fix the dumb things I have done to it. So going through that process, the fixing the damage that you've done, and then putting the ceramic on there, and I see like the ceramic slam as an example. It's the bottle. I don't know what's the actual size is, but is that expected to do, like, is one bottle expected to do one vehicle, or what's that work out to?
No, it would do 4 vehicles pretty easily.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and it's about a 6 month treatment to 8 months, depending on the environment. So you do it once in the fall, once in the spring, and every time you go to close your door, your fingers will slip off the paint because it's so slippy. So
you buy a bottle that's basically a 2-year investment of product to. That's the other thing is, like, for me, it's, I'm gonna clean the truck or whatever, and you're like, I don't have any shit. I don't have anything in the garage. I don't have any of my stuff. That's screwed. I'll do it later, right? And then you end up just running it through one of those crappy drive-through things. Like, if you had the kit and the product, if I had the product, I would probably use it more.
Dude, I used to be all about detailing my cars. Like, that was my weekend. Like,
you do now. You take the Land Cruiser apart and you polish each one of the screws with a toothbrush. That's how you keep it running this long.
I was going to say, there's no time to polish it and detail it when you're replacing parts every weekend.
Yeah. Well, when we size out what we do too, it's always because we know that once your wife comes out and sees your car, she's like, great, when's mine coming out? And you got to have enough. So if you're like, well, maybe we're screwing our customers over. Maybe if there was only enough for one car, you could shake and go, sorry, babe, can't get to you. Yeah. We're out of product. But
this actually happened. I had me and my boy washing my truck. This is probably about a month ago. And I go, wow, Mom's car is looking pretty shabby. Let's go ahead and hit that thing up. And she walked out as we were mid wash. What are you guys doing? That's like not the tone you expect. Like, well, we're washing your crummy ass car, She's like, oh, don't bother. Don't even bother. She's kind of mad at me.
She's like, don't bother. I'm going to wreck it later.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about it anymore, Matt.
That's true. I will not have to worry about it anymore. She totaled it today. So
Too soon? Too soon? It's never too soon.
We don't know if it's totaled yet.
Yeah. Do you have any products for that?
Yeah. Okay. So if the car is crumpled, what should I spray on it to get it to fluff back up? And then can I use that on me personally? Just asking for a friend. Yeah.
That's an interesting thing you bring up, because we're in a business of expectations, and some people just have expectations that don't match with what your product is supposed to do. The other day we got the best one ever. We published it as our favorite 1-star review. Well, we have a couple of them, but one of them was, you assholes ruined my shoes because he set his coffee on top of his car after he used our product. It was so slippery he wasn't ready for it. It came down. It said,
good.
Talk about replacing my shoes. So we put it on our website for a few days because it was so funny.
That's hilarious.
It's like, yeah. And then the other one was, a lady came back and said, this stuff is garbage. My clear coat is still peeling. And we're like, okay, well, yeah, it's not. Call Matt, because this isn't going to work for you.
Yeah.
So,
Matt's got some white out. Yeah, but
exactly.
You don't have any product called.
I hope it's white paint, because that's all I can help you with.
You don't have any product called clear coat fixer. Like, it's
that's called Matt's dad's body shop.
Yeah, exactly. This stuff is shit because I had a red truck and I wanted it to be blue. Like, that's
exactly. This is garbage.
That's funny. I didn't think about the that kind of thing, because you're right. The expectation, people don't, people that aren't aware.
That's something to think about. Like, if you could change the color or slightly of your vehicle by applying some kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's called paint.
Well, yeah, like grape juice and lemon juice mixed together or something. I don't know. Just
What if we made like sheets of vinyl and you actually stuck them to the surface and smoothed them out? You think that would work?
that's a good idea
Bill,
too.
you're onto something, Bill. You're hashtag that.
Yeah,
you
you
better
might
hashtag.
Yeah.
You might want to patent that.
Patent.
Patent that
Pending.
one. Good thought there. That's fun. You could probably do it.
Old school Nissan livery
Yeah.
color.
You
Yeah.
could probably do it with some muriatic acid and put that on your paint.
Monty doesn't let me mess around with chemicals like that. Just
Not anymore.
she didn't even like me with that paint, that little touch-up paint.
A little
thing,
bit of
so.
muriatic acid will probably make it a very shiny metal color if that's what you want. If you're looking to do.
Shows what you know.
and then you can leave Bill a 1-star review because his gloss sauce didn't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's dude. This is I mean, it's very interesting when you think about the the things that we do to our vehicles on a regular basis, and your products as a way to keep the vehicle something that we enjoy and want to keep still look at and get excited about. And I think there's probably a lot here for the people in our market that you can help them with the problems. Leather Love. I'm not even sure what Leather Love does, but I definitely want to order some because I feel like
Cody,
it's
just leave it on your nightstand.
So what happens?
Well, it was,
Actually, I would be willing to bet that we could use some Leather Love on my dad's arms because my dad's arms look like the leather seat in your catalog here, and it's
When they're not bleeding.
when they're not gushing blood,
Yeah,
they look like weathered leather.
He kind of looks like remember at the end of the aliens came down not the day the Earth stood still, but the one where the aliens are dying and the alien arms coming out of the UFO and it's all crusty and brown.
I'm gonna
kind of looks like beef jerky, sort of.
That's what my dad's arms look like. I'm gonna take some Leather Love and be like, "Don't move, Pop. I'm gonna see. Let me see if we can restore this." And then I'll leave a 1-star review because this didn't fix my dad's shitty skin on his arms. No, seriously though, I'm really interested in the product. I think the genesis of it and how you started it and that's a great story. And you're running with it out of passion to build something. I think this is really cool, man. And you're a lot of fun to hang out with. And if you guys have enjoyed the conversation with Bill, you should go check out their YouTube page because it's very similar.
Mark's asking if he can get it at any other stores as well, or does he have to get it online?
Well, he needs to buy it by the gallon.
Yeah.
We do have about 20 or 30 detailed stores. I think you can go on our website and see that carry the stuff. And, and other than that is professional detailers that will use it on people's cars. And then after that, it's online. And my old company, I spent decades humping the legs of buyers to get them to take our products. And, it's just like you'd spend so much money developing products and displays. And that buyer was like, oh, yeah, we love this. 6 months would go by and, they didn't. What happened? I thought you guys were going to place a big order. We went to all this trouble. Yeah, this didn't work out or that didn't happen. And my boss left or something. So I decided with this company, too, that I was going to let the market decide. And I wasn't going to go chasing buyers and gatekeepers to try to put our stuff on the shelves. So everybody that carries our stuff is basically organically came to us. And so by going to the individual, when you ruin their shoes with their cup of coffee, that's a bad day. But, when a giant chain store says that we're no longer going to make shelf space for you, that's when you go home and tell the kids they're not going to school. And I just didn't want my business to be based on that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of odd that in today's society, when you can go a block away and go buy a can of car wax at Checker, that you would go to the trouble to get online and order it. But God bless them all, because we sell a ton of it and it's just fun that way.
Awesome.
So
And it looks
There
like
you go, Mark.
It looks like your products are on Amazon. I just did a quick
that Amazon
search.
store.
Yeah, search on Amazon, and you can buy them through there.
Yep. And Amazon's just the way that we get a ton of eyes on the product. And it's a great way to do things. They really do a good job there. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, Amazon is basically the only way anything gets into my house at this point. It's
exactly.
there's some delivery every day at this point, and most of them aren't for me. So as soon as Amazon has a better husband online, I'm sure my wife will place one on Prime to get it in 2 days.
Next day.
She'll be
next
like,
day,
"You got 2 days. You got 2 days to
Yeah.
get your shit together."
Your reviews suck. Get out, Cody.
Shit. Well, dude, look, I have really enjoyed the conversation. This has been great, man, and I'm really excited about your guys' success, and I hope it continues. And I think that, like I said, if you've got something that can fix Matt and his truck, I think that's a great lineup, a great start.
Take some of the white out of my beard.
Yeah, it's getting bad. Dude. Mine's getting really bad.
So
I don't
mine.
look like.
So
I don't.
mine.
Look like
Don't
Casey
tell me
yet.
about
I don't
white
look like
in the
Casey
beard.
yet.
Right here, dude.
Casey's 8 years younger than I am, and he looks like he should be a grandfather already.
It's stress.
That's
So,
funny.
But yeah,
Hey,
you
I've
know-
really enjoyed it as well. You guys are awesome.
No,
It's
thank
been
you so
fun.
much for everybody that's listening. Go to lithiumauto.com to get their products directly.
Lithium Auto Care.
Isn't that what I said?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. At Lithium Auto Elixirs on
Edit
Instagram.
that.
Edit that. Oh, Jose fixed it. And then check out Detail and Bail on YouTube to see their videos of them playing around with cars and making them look good again. Well, Bill, anything else before we let you have the rest of your evening back? Anything last minute things you want to touch on?
No, I'm just grateful that you guys would let me play with you for an hour. It's been riot.
Hey,
so
look, no one else wants to play with us. So if anybody that's willing to do it, we're
People keep getting sucked into this show.
So no, we really appreciate it, and hopefully we can connect at an event, or we still are talking about Salt Lake and Moab, and at some point I was having a conversation with somebody that lives in Colorado today, and they were like, "When are you coming to Moab?" And I'll meet you there, and I was like, "We want to, I just can't get on the calendar." So when we're up in your neighborhood, we'll let you know, and we can connect then.
that'd be awesome. Would love it.
Well,
Gentlemen, I've really appreciated it, and you guys do great work. Keep it up.
well, thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot, Bill.
I appreciate it, man. You have a great night.
All right. We'll talk to you guys.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, that was good. Minus the 2-minute edit in the middle. I got to cut out for the
The question is, are you actually going to do it?
No.
I've got $5 says you're not going to
Dude,
do it.
that's it. I got 100 on that day.
Oh, wow.
$100, I'll edit it out for $100.
I have to ask Monty for money like that.
I'll
that's
spend
I
the,
can't-
I'll
too
spend
rich
the
for my
time to
blood.
edit
That's
it
the
out.
limit. What's the asking where you have? What's the dollar amount where you have to ask? $75? Anything over 75? Matt,
you're talking about my
when you gotta buy
approval?
something, yeah.
Man,
75 is pushing it.
I've gotten sneaky.
60.
Yeah,
60.
I've gotten sneaky with it.
$60.
You know.
You do two $50 purchases.
Yeah, exactly. Can you cut this in half? So, you know what I'm going to start doing is blaming my watch, because it has like Apple Pay. Like, I must have just walked by something and accidentally bought it. Like, see if that works.
All right. So what we'll do is I will edit this sometime tomorrow, and then we post it up on the media host tomorrow night, and it'll be available for download on Thursday morning. I'll send you all of the information for the show as it gets posted, and the social media stuff as it gets posted, and then so if you have a good image of your company logo, email that to me, and I'll include it in the social media post that we create, and so tomorrow night I'll shoot you an email with all the information, and it'll be ready to go on Thursday.
That'd be awesome. And if you guys want, we'd love to post you guys up on our stuff too, and
Absolutely.
just to a whole new set of eyes. Just send us over the logo, and we'll do some stuff, and we'll let all 674 of them subscribers know what the hell's happening.
We'll
might
I'll
lose some after you put our logo on.
Yeah. They'll be like, whoa.
All 671.
Yes. That would be that. If that happens, I want to know. It'd be like, look, guys,
That'd be
I put your logo up, and we lost half of our followers. It wouldn't surprise me, but it'd be funny. I'll send you all that social media stuff and everything tomorrow evening probably, and then we'll go from there. And then if there's anything that you need between now and then, you've got my contact information. Do not hesitate to reach out.
You guys are so awesome. Appreciate it very much.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Bill.
You have a great
All
night.
right,
Thanks
guys.
a lot, Bill.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good night. We'll talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, super cool dude. That was a lot of fun.
Does Cody shave his eyebrows?
No.
That's what they're talking about in
He
the,
doesn't
in
shave.
the
He picks
chat
them.
room.
Yeah, but do you get them trimmed?
No.
The unibrow.
No.
No, he does the
That's natural
threading.
sexiness.
The threading.
Yes, I go to a threading salon twice a month.
I knew it.
And I go to the Pretty Kitty once a month. Nobody? Pretty
Okay.
Kitty?
What?
Pretty Kitty? You guys don't know what the Pretty Kitty is?
No.
The Brazilian wax
Is that a
center.
nickname for something?
It's the yes, it's the wax thing. It's the total wax thing. Hey, Mark, are you still in the chat room?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He's lobbying to detail Adam's
yeah,
gladiator.
out of the detail the gladiator.
I am too, but
He's
it
like,
ain't cheap.
it would totally be my pleasure to detail it for you. I'm hoping he's going to tell me the same thing about my Frontier.
Yeah, he brought his pressure washer the other day. I'm like, what's that for?
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about, Mark? That little plug-in electric pressure washer?
Ah, fuck off, dude. I have one of those. It works just fine.
But no, it will not.
What are you pressure washing? That you need
my-
like 3,000 plus psi of pressure.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know.
Are you a graffiti removal specialist on the weekend?
If I wanted to be, I could be. If I wanted to etch concrete,
Yeah.
I could do that.
No, Mike can't do that. I don't have the psi for that.
No, you don't. You got to use actual gasoline-powered motor.
They banned that. It's banned in California now.
Well, that's why I got one when I did.
Not the,
I mean,
you said the generator,
it's
not
like
the
everybody
pressure
else-
washer.
Yeah, but
What is
now-
this? What is this bullshit you're
Come
talking
after
about?
my
Okay.
guns.
Hold on.
Come after my pressure washer.
Hold on.
See what happens.
3, 2, 1.
What if it's a diesel one, Jose?
Dude, all gas powered, all external combustion,
Those are internal combustion.
internal. Did I say external?
External
combustion.
those
Those
two.
should be outlawed.
If somebody has an
It's just
external
gas.
combustion
It's something shooting
generator,
gas.
Somebody show me
Just raw gas.
the external combustion generator.
I was
you
like,
know what
wait.
that generates? Panic.
When I
A
said
lot
it,
of
I'm
fire
like,
fucking
shooting out of
when
it
I
the whole
said it,
time.
I'm like, that doesn't sound right. But
Oh, shit.
I think they just banned all internal and external combustion.
No, it was like lawnmowers and
generators.
no lawnmowers.
No gas power lawnmowers.
Yeah, because there's no.
Have you ever used an electric
lawnmower?
lawnmower?
My neighbor has one.
Those are bullshit.
Are they?
You know
Yes.
what? I just hired a gardener 3 weeks ago.
And
Best
guess what?
shit
He
I've ever
uses
done.
a
The yard
gas
looks
pu- he
amazing.
uses-
Every time I come home, I pull in the driveway. I'm like, fucking A, that shit looks good. These guys
He
are
uses an
awesome.
external
I got rid of all the
combustion
grass.
lawnmower, Matt.
Does he use an external combustion
I
lawnmower?
just eliminated all the grass.
Whatever he uses, it works out very well.
Look, he's just gonna show up. He's gonna
With a torch?
He's gonna back. He's gonna back up with the
Look,
Nissan
no more
Frontier.
grass.
He's gonna have a hydraulic jack up the back end of the Nissan Frontier, put it in gear, and wrap a belt around the back wheel to turn his lawnmower. That's how he's gonna do his take care of Matt's yard. Yeah, I just eliminated
There's
grass.
probably
I have
there's
no.
probably an adapter. You can just pull it around with your Frontier.
Yeah. I officially have no grass on my property at all. I've got some palm trees and some.
Dude,
That's very water wise of you.
There's a fence guy that did like portions of my fence, and I want him to do the whole side, the one side that's
Hey,
remaining.
we got you.
And he won't come out and give me a quote. I asked him 2 weeks ago. Hey man, you still do fences? Yeah.
Not for
Okay. Yeah, apparently not.
Is this that's the dude that did my fence too?
Yes.
Dude, that guy. until he runs out of
Don't
weed
talk
money.
Yes, that's
until he runs out of weed money. He's not taking
the guy's
any
not
new
hurting
jobs.
right now.
Yeah,
he's not hurting right now.
He's got enough weed to get him through.
It was windy like 2 weeks prior, so he's
Yeah.
like, man, I got enough weed money
Yeah,
for
for
months.
he's
He's got a month's worth of weed money.
He's got weed money to get him through Christmas.
Yeah,
He'll
I
hit
didn't
you up
I
after the
didn't
first of
I
the year.
didn't think about that,
That's-
dude. You're right.
Dude, that
You're trying to
guy
build
did great
what kind
work.
of fence you trying to build, Matt?
That guy did great work, but he was
Huh?
not moving quick.
Where are you going to put a fence at?
Just the south side of my house, the little short fence.
Yeah.
That thing's falling apart, and our neighbor has a dog. Every time our dog goes outside, he just creates a new hole that the neighbor dog just blows through a couple of pickets of the fence. Oh, looks like he's gonna eat poor Raleigh. So it's about time, and our neighbor agreed, like, okay, yeah, I'll go halves. FNA Cotton, let's do it.
Yeah.
And the guy won't come out, so maybe
trying
you
to build a
gotta
wood
You gotta
fence?
find a new weed fence guy.
they gotta find anybody in the chat room know a good weed fence guy. Please send me a DM. Or something.
That guy did great work. If you're listening to
He did, and
Daryl,
he was-
Darren,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, you remembered.
If he's listening, dude, he did great work. But
Darren,
like,
hook it up, dude.
but you could tell he was like he worked for the weed money, and that was it. That's all he did.
There's cheap weed too, because he did that shit.
Cheap.
I couldn't believe. Like, are you sure it was only this amount of money?
Yep.
I mean, do you need to use the bathroom? Go ahead. Whatever.
So for those of you that are in the live feed, you just saw the beautiful baby face of Mr. Duty Driven log in tonight. How you doing, man?
Doing great.
So for those of you
Look,
that
he's got headphones.
I know
this time.
headphones. He's got a
Yeah.
a
Official.
bitchin' new
Got his
TC
new hat on.
I'm loving it. Mark got the new TC hat off of the Trail Chasers shop at trailchasers.net/shop. There's all kinds of stuff up there for you to buy. And Mark's on because if you were following our social media, you saw his already gigantic USS Ford F-250 become a
It was
battle
the
cruiser.
F-251.
It was
or something.
251.
It become a Mach 253 or whatever. It was so. Mark back in was it May when we did the Mojave Trail? Mark won
back
a
in
set
the
of
Labor Day weekend.
Nexen tires, and from all of the shipping issues, we finally got a set of 37 12
1250 on 17.
17s. Okay. So those finally showed up, and Mark bought a leveling kit and new Fox shocks and brought the tire. Oh, and Method wheels. And he brought all that crap over to the house this weekend and was dumb enough to let the four of us pound on his vehicle. So I think my first question is the vehicle still running?
Oh yeah, it's working pretty damn great.
Yeah.
It
It came out awesome. I mean, to the point where even Matt walked
No.
out. Matt walked out to the sidewalk, and he's standing there looking at it, and he's like,
All pissed
"Oh,
off.
son
like,
of a bitch."
this thing looks
Yeah.
looks cool now. I don't want to like his truck. I can't. I've been talking.
you
trash
willingly
about
got into it too.
Yeah.
Willingly went for a ride.
it. I did.
So
We didn't hold you at gunpoint or anything.
So let's start, Mark. Start with the truck. So the truck was just from a suspension and wheel and tire situation. The truck was just the stock 250 Super Duty, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Just the stock FX4 and then the stock Goodyear Wranglers that came from the factory.
Which were beat to shit, by the way. I was really
Yeah, they
surprised
were.
at how bad those things were.
He said it looked like Monty's tires after I got done with
Yeah.
Mojave the first time.
I was surprised at how bad how badly worn the sidewall was.
I thought they were like white walls. Like, oh, this thing came with white walls? I don't remember.
So let's go through the progression. We had you on the show, I don't know, several months ago, and we had multiple conversations about 35s versus 37s. And then you finally settled on the 37s, which we ordered, and then you went out and got a set of wheels. So tell me about your choice in wheels.
So the wheels, there's a lot out there. So I was definitely shopping around, trying to do my research on what I would like. I wanted something that would be easy to clean and was simple and classy. So
You
there's
should
a
have
couple
went
stuff
with. I'm sorry. My theory is something that looks good dirty. Because I'm not gonna clean that shit.
Well, tying into our previous guest or your previous guest, I really like, it's therapeutic washing and detailing the truck, and I like the truck looking good. and clean. I'll do it on the weekends, and I'll easily spend 2.5 hours out there washing the truck. So I wanted something that would clean up well after getting all dirty. And I found that the Method 704s fit the bill, fell in line with that. Plus, they actually have their bead grip tech part of their wheels, so it would kind of help out with airing down and keeping the tire seated on the wheel, which was a concern of mine, especially with it being a heavy duty truck and airing down. Because if you go too low, it'll be easier for those to unseat. So you got both benefits there. So that was the one I swung for.
And the speaking of that, you put those. Tell me about those aftermarket valve stems you put on those. What were those?
So I actually found it through an Instagram post, a company called Apex Performance, and they call it their rapid precision valve, and actually has a quick release on it for airing down, where instead of having to use the tire deflator to take out the valve stem and deflate your tires that way, you just pull up a little chuck on the side of the valve, and it bypasses the valve entirely. So you can air down a 37-inch tire from say 50 to 20 psi in a matter of 10 seconds.
No kidding.
Yeah.
There's another one called Monster Valve.
Yeah,
That's
I've never seen
similar.
that. I've never seen that. They looked super cool. How much was a set of 4?
A set of 4 was $100.
Oh, it's not bad considering the
Yeah.
amount of time you
Yeah,
save.
dude.
And then they work with the TPMS sensors.
Yep, there's a bracket that's on the back of them, so the TPMS just screws right in.
Huh. That's super
So
cool. I've
didn't
never
know
seen
about 'em
those.
either,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the amount of
So that was one thing. That was one thing I was somewhat nervous about, because depending on the wheel you get, you have to buy a different size. They have an extended version one for some of your deeper stem well wheels, and just with the diameter of like your stem well, some wheels might not fit. So you have to really do your research to make sure that would work well. I did run into one issue with one of the wheels I got from Method, where the stem wasn't fitting into the wheel. But that was actually due to a machining issue, and it was only on one wheel out of the 5.
Did you already send it back?
Yep, sent that back yesterday, and I have got a replacement on the way.
Oh, nice.
So,
very cool.
Props on Method for customer service. You guys are like 2 rings and someone picked up the phone.
Yeah,
So.
that's cool that we talked about it when you were here on Saturday. Like, oh, okay, you're gonna ship it back. It's gonna take 6 months to get for them to take care of you that quick. That's pretty awesome.
It took I don't know how many, like a year and a half before Jose realized he didn't even have my phone number, because he just never answers.
someone out there got a lot of interesting pictures. And stuff.
All right, so then wheels, tires, valve stems, and then the leveling kit. Tell me about the leveling kit and why you chose it.
So the leveling kit, there's a lot of options out there for Super Duty as far as leveling or doing a lift. Options were limited due to COVID, and based on what was available, I went with Ready Lift 2.5-inch leveling system. So it just brings up the front 2 inches or 2.5 inches. And then while I was doing that, he was like, I might as well just replace the shocks as well. There's a company called Stage 3 Motorsports. They actually had a bundle.
They have a lot of great Ford stuff. Like I've been paying attention to them quite a bit.
Yeah, so they actually had the leveling kit in a bundle with just your standard Fox 2.0 shocks. And I had called them and asked if I could swap out the shocks to the remote reservoir adjustable Fox shocks. And they said, yeah, that was not a problem. And actually the initial kit they offered had a sale going on, and they matched the percentage with the upgraded shock. So, saved me some money there and got, better stuff.
That is pretty awesome. Yeah. So
especially in the time of COVID where they don't have to do that at all.
Yeah, they don't. Nobody has to do anything. They so he's got wheels, tires, valve stems, leveling kit, and shocks. He comes to the house. 4 of us were here, and pretty much all I did was film most of the day because Casey,
not pretty much.
Casey
all you did was film.
Casey gets under the truck, and he just transforms into a madman. And part of it we decided was because of his tools. He's not really that good. It's just that he's invested enough money in tools to be able to do stuff, and then which devolved at lunchtime into multiple conversations about what tools we were going to buy and get because of that. But from an install perspective, it went smoother than what Jose and I did on Jose's boss's Ranger. I will tell you that. Part of that is because it's solid front axle, and we didn't hork on the CV,
the
lower control arm. But Mark, how many have
you didn't puke on it? Hork.
I don't know. Hork is I don't know. It's a word.
That's what I think of. Hork. I think of puke.
No.
Yeah.
Mark, how much time have you spent under your truck or any truck at this point before you came over on Saturday?
I've done stuff where they're just doing bolt-ons, but actually doing like a kit and messing with, where you have to unbolt shocks or do stuff with your steering linkages. I haven't touched any of that ever. Neither has my dad or any other extended family. So me and him were actually talking afterwards, and it's like, it's a good thing you went over there, because if we did it, it would have taken us 2 days, and you'd have no confidence in driving the truck afterwards.
Yeah. It's so
you still wait a minute.
I don't think you should have any confidence. Just let me tell you,
confidence in driving.
Yeah, the fact that you have confidence makes me question a lot of things about you.
Yeah.
But was it harder or easier than you expected going into it?
It was pretty straightforward and pretty simple. It was pretty cool watching Casey all you guys really, once we walked outside, before I could even pick up a tool or unload the whole truck, the truck's jacked up and wheels are coming off. Whereas I didn't know where it would have to start.
I had date night Saturday night, and I wasn't missing date night. So
it's not our first rodeo.
Yeah, we gotta get this shit done. It's but
for me, I felt kind of helpless because I don't know what to do. I felt like I mentioned to Casey, was like,
just keep bringing the beer.
Yeah.
I think this was our third install this month, right?
Yeah. You mentioned that. Yeah, I think in the last 5 or 6 weeks, this is the third install. Yeah. And for all you people that give a shit about not doing actual install stuff all year, we just save it up until Q4.
End of the year. Yeah, Q4.
We used to be a 4-wheeling podcast. Now we're an install podcast.
Yeah, install podcast.
Yeah. We're still shitty at that too, but
hey, but he hasn't died yet, and the wheels are still on. The install, I thought the install was pretty straightforward. I think the ReadyLift kit was just a spacer that went on with no issues at all.
No. I think the hardest part of that kit was removing the bracket of the panhard bar.
Yeah.
But it wasn't hard. It was just that's the most time consuming part.
I think
getting the springs out. I think it probably took us a while just to get to the point where we could get the springs out.
Oh yeah, because we had to lower the axle,
drop everything.
Because we didn't jack the frame high enough.
Yeah, because the thing's a giant, and my hydraulic jack is from my wife's grandfather from 1954.
I think it just needs oil in there.
Yeah. And he got it from his grandfather.
Yeah. It was like the first floor jack ever invented.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. I think the critical part, which once we got everything put together, Casey did the measurements for the alignment and straightened the steering wheel, and he did all that finish work that the other three of us would have been like, "You're good, Mark. Drive away.
Just drive away. You're good now.
You're good. Get out of here."
It's tracking pretty straight. I guess there's I mentioned Casey. There's a slight pull to the right, but I'm still going to take it to a shop so they can throw it up and see where the numbers are, just so I can see how drastically it changed.
Yeah.
Because I did buy those aftermarket caster shims to help correct some of the steering geometry a little bit.
Okay.
But it's smooth. It is really smooth.
How would you describe the change that, going from, because you've been driving it stock for 2 years, right? At least?
Yeah.
And then
overall, I would say it's way less boat-like than it was before.
No, it's not. It's
Once
even more boat-like. It's humongous.
But in terms of handling, I'm not sailing the 7 seas, porpoising up and down over bumps anymore.
Right. Okay.
The tires added a ton to the smoothness. When I was driving up back home, I hit that that one section of the 71 coming up to the 10 freeway right as you pass Mission, where it just gets real bad. Usually I'm white knuckling it. Okay, I was like, all right, let's see how this goes. Am I gonna get the death wobbles afterwards or not? And I didn't even notice I went over it. It was just that smooth. The tires definitely soak up those small bumps really well. And then doing the new shocks, it just like I said, you're not porpoising and bouncing around all over the place anymore.
So
Would you end up putting those? Sorry to cut you off. Would you end up putting those treasures too? Because remember we were talking about what to run in it.
Right now, I'm still 40 all the way around, and I'm still gonna play with it a little bit. I think it might be just based on visual of the tire, might be a little overinflated for the current weight of the truck. But
Those Nexans are deceptive in that way because the sidewall holds its shape.
Well, they're load range F. So it's like,
that's what I'm saying. Because the sidewall is
super
stiff and it may look that like sometimes when you air down, you're like, did I actually air down? But you definitely can feel it when you're off roading. So I would say play with the pressures a little bit and see what you got.
What I want to know is, has Gravedigger come by and has he recruited you to go on the Monster Channel with the other monster trucks?
Yeah. You know, I thought was funny. Matt made the comment afterwards because we used to talk about how big your truck was, and you had the big Lightner rack with the rooftop tent and the whole deal. And Matt was like, the tires now dwarf how big the rack is.
It
like
shrunk the rack.
The rack is smaller now
well,
because
proportional.
Yes, it absolutely
It's
changed.
the land yacht.
It's a land yacht. Yeah, it's so I mean overall I'm taking you're happy.
oh yeah, definitely. Abby is too.
Good.
Because her and I actually, her and I had to go to a holiday party later that evening, and there's a couple streets around her house where you had to go up train tracks and whatnot. Her first comment was, if you guys remember Mojave, she spent a good amount of that time sleeping on the trail, and her comment was like, I don't know how I'm gonna stay awake now because it's way smoother than it was before. And then we actually, as we went through over a couple train crossings, same thing as me. She just giggled. It's like, how is it that good?
Nice.
That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, just aesthetically, it looks amazing. I think, Matt and I kind of sat back and joked around that we're going to go to full-size trucks.
Time to go full-size.
Yeah,
you should do it.
And I was just like,
You
3
should do
weeks
it.
after Jose gets his mid-size truck, we're going to abandon it. Nope, full-size for everybody.
Are you happy
should
you
do
went?
it.
Hey, somebody's in the market, I think. Coincidentally.
Are you happy you went with the 37s instead of 35?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm glad listeners from, if you guys remember the last time I was on, we talked about it. There's a lot of hesitation, because I brought in a lot of information from reading the forums, whatnot, and I think at that point there's too much information. I was second guessing either decision, but once you guys set me straight and said just go 37s, I definitely agree and see the the benefit of it. I'm really happy with that decision.
Well, I thought it was funny when we were talking about that afterwards. And Matt was like, good God, it's an F-250. What's he going to go from shit miles per gallon to even shittier miles per gallon? Like, the 37s are what the 37s
Well, it's
are.
going to cost you an extra $10 a week, whoop-de-doo.
It's actually, I'd say on the freeway, I am on the gas way less with the 37s. Just standard RPMs are lower on the freeway with the bigger tires. So I anticipate city to go down a little bit just because you're stop and go, but highway either to stay the same or slightly improve.
Interesting.
I'll have to watch that a little bit more, but that's kind of a little bit of
Yeah,
what I've seen so far. Although it's only been 2 days.
Yeah, even Kevin Jones jumped on one of your posts on Instagram and was like, "Looks killer. I bet now you're happy you didn't go 35s."
I could have swore that episode ended with him going, I think 35s is the right decision.
Yeah, but what you
I
don't
could
know
have
is
swore that's, and then when he said 37s, I'm like, I could have swore he said at the end of that show that it was 35s.
But there was 37 more conversations about the 37s between here's the thing. If the tires were in stock at that moment, he probably would have ended up with the 35s. But what happened is it took so long to get the tires that it gave him more time to think about it, and he kept convincing himself to go to the 37s, which I'm glad he did.
Mm-hmm. And like the thought there was again, I'm gonna write up a post about it, just about the whole process. But my thought was, so for daily driving and doing mostly city stuff, 35 might be a more financial, responsible decision. But after putting them on, it's like I'll pay the extra $10 a week to get the benefit of the comfort, because it's that nice.
Yeah, I bet. And they the wheel combination with the machine side out on the Rodian MTXs came out bitchin'.
Should have went beast mode.
No,
But just wait until you go to wheel it.
Yeah.
That's really when you're going to notice the difference.
You know what Casey felt when he's like, "This is what you guys feel when you guys go off roading."
Yeah.
And that was one of the thoughts that came through my head too. It was like I'm really excited to see it on dirt. Just with the 37s, washboards are going to be non-existent now, and then with the new Fox shocks, it's really just going to help keep the composure of the truck.
You
They'll
can
still be there.
air down way more now too.
They'll still
Oh,
be
yeah.
there,
Lower
but-
in PSI.
Yeah, you can run way lower, especially with those method wheels with that bead lock inside. You're still gonna feel. There's nothing you can do to get rid of the washboards, but it's definitely gonna
faster.
improve. Yeah, you can just go faster.
Well, Jose, you could try driving your Frontier. It might help.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I would love
That-
that.
yeah.
Driving that over the washboard instead of my Land Cruiser.
Mark, did you tell Abby like, look, see, I could jump it now?
Yeah, I didn't say anything. We're trying to, got to ease her.
You're
into
just gonna
that, you know.
surprise her in the air.
Yeah,
I didn't realize I was going that fast. It's so smooth. I didn't realize
that was a comment she said when we're going over a couple of those train crossings. Was like, you don't need to go like 100 miles an hour over these things. Like, I have to
But
now.
I can.
Now I can.
Yes, exactly.
I can.
I can, so I have.
You're
to.
right. I have to do 150.
Yeah, you're right. I should go. Yeah, 125.
Yeah. I'm just like envisioning for Kessel Run, Renegade Highway. This thing is going to be a freaking rocket.
Yeah. Well, and I was just thinking. I was just looking back to some of the pictures from Johnson Valley a couple weeks ago, and there was that long hill climb. You ended up not making it up. Clearly not because you didn't have the power, but because you didn't have the traction and couldn't keep the wheels on the ground with the stock suspension and tires.
Yeah.
I guarantee hitting that hill today with the wheel and tire and suspension combination you have now, you'll bomb up that thing no problem.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, I still made it up. I just had to take the reroute.
The Ford off ramp.
The Toyota Highway, whatever you call it.
I called it the Ford off ramp.
But I'm actually really surprised, considering, and especially after what you guys said about the state of my old tires, was how much I was able to do with those things.
Yeah, those old tires, they should have been changed out a while ago. they were the tread was low, and I don't know if this is a Goodyear Wrangler thing. I'm only comparing it to the two that I've actually physically had my hands on, but the sidewall on Marks had that outer layer of rubber worn off the same way that the Goodyear Wranglers did on the Renegade, and airing down and the sand constantly being abrasive against the side of the tire. I'm really surprised that those tires looked like that. I mean, we beat the shit out of our Nexans, and they don't look like that. There's no wearing. There's no layer of rubber that's gone.
I'm missing some chunks out of mine.
Okay, but missing chunks is because we tear the shit out of it on rocks. I'm talking about you can physically
fender wells.
Yeah.
Fender wells.
But on
grabbing chunks out of there.
On Marks, you could almost you could look at the sidewall and go down and go boop. That's where he airs down to. Like you could tell where the line was that he flexes the tires on, and I was just really surprised that again, I'm not saying that's a standard thing with Goodyear because I don't know, but I was
but I don't think those tires are meant to be used the way Mark uses them.
That's what I was.
I mean, it's
gonna
an
say.
all-terrain tire, it's
Yeah, but they put the all-terrain on. They're like, nobody's gonna. Use
no one's gonna take this big ass truck out into the desert.
They say all terrain, but really all weather.
They're like more all season.
Okay,
dude.
yeah.
Same thing with that Renegade. They were like, they didn't know Matt had a fucking Renegade.
Yeah. They're like, oh wait a
They
minute,
were
wait a
like,
minute.
people are just gonna drive it around town.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get it in some sand too, because even with the old tires, that was my biggest hesitation. Those I got stopped in sand with those things twice. Johnson Valley and then Mojave. I'm much more confident now with the new tires. Really excited to see how those things do.
At this point, it's just a matter of how much throttle you're willing to give it.
What's that?
I've got quite a bit.
Yeah, carry more momentum through stuff too.
Well, he has a bigger footprint now, so that's gonna help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. Especially with the old setup, that was my biggest hesitation, was anytime we came across sand and slowing down.
Yeah, now just don't slow down. Just bomb that shit.
Yeah, you're like again, like a land yacht. People need to move out of your way. Like That's just the way it is. I don't think there's a bigger vehicle that we've seen four-wheeling, right?
Kevin Jones is 250 at Parker.
Yeah.
But he rolled that like a Ultra 4 car. I mean that.
I think Mark's truck's bigger.
Is it?
It is.
I think
because this
overall,
is an extra cab, not the 4-door.
Yeah, his.
But
I
it's a
will
long-
see now of who sits higher, but
Yeah.
they could be comparable now. I'm curious though, because remember how Casey was saying, you guys, this is like doing the upgrades and whatnot. You guys feel like this all the time. I feel unstoppable now. Considering Kevin Jones's upgrade and what he did, I'm really going to see how that thing performs out there.
Oh yeah, I'm
And
sure.
what he must feel.
He's a freaking race car driver. He feels like a race car driver. He wakes up and goes, "I'm a fucking race car driver."
Yeah, he can sit in front of a computer all day. I'm a goddamn race car driver.
This is how I feel.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to get it out there. Hopefully pretty soon.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I mean, Winter
Snow
Expedition
wheeling?
is coming.
Snow wheeling.
Let's do it.
Mark
We can
can
do,
break trail.
We can do Victorville to Big Bear.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mark's got to be in front.
Yeah.
Mark
gotta
gets
plow
to
that
break
shit.
trail.
He's got
It's true.
the biggest one. We can do B Canyon. Is B Canyon open?
Hey, it is now, yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Do you think there's snow on B Canyon?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, that was a fun.
Well,
trip.
there's got to be now after last night, after the day.
I haven't talked trash about Hammond in a while, so they might let me through there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when that will happen. So, I mean, between now and that's the thing. Between now, we've got like 10 days before Christmas, and then New Year's right after, and then
There's 10 days for Christmas, then a week after that for New Year's.
yeah. So
Yeah. I would suggest maybe like a one night to Razor Road, but after the rains, I don't know how the lake bed's going to be.
lakey.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not. I doubt that it'll be something I'll be able to fit in between now and then. But I'm really excited to see your truck because we've watched you push that truck, right? I mean, the first time you ever took that truck wheeling was with us, and we've been able to watch you like get better at it and push it and take it to its limit. And now we've moved that goalpost for the limits, and now I'm really excited to see where you take it from here. And I have a feeling that Mark's going to be in the front of the pack for pretty soon, and we'll let him.
Let's not get too excited now.
I just wanted to see. I wanted to make sure
I've
you
got,
were
I've
ready
got
to
my
defend
crosshairs
yourself.
on that Frontier.
Yeah, crosshair. It's going to be in front of you, so yeah, you might be in sight. You might be in sight now,
Switching
but
guns.
that's
Too close for missiles.
Too close for missiles.
yeah. I don't need crosshairs in front of me. I shoot backward.
You might want to get that checked, dude.
Yeah,
I'm used to it. It's not that big a deal.
You got nothing but a
it's
smoke
external combustion.
External. I got one of them compounded external combustion.
Got some of those newly developed external combustion engines.
Well, they're outlawing them, so I gotta do what I can.
They're bad for the
They're
environment.
bad for the environment.
All right, dude. Well, I'm glad that you jumped on and got to talk about it a little bit. I'm really excited about your truck, and go to
Go.
@Duty Driven to check it out.
Yeah, I don't know where you're gonna practice your backflips and stuff because you got to learn some tricks if you're gonna do the monster jam.
Monster Jam. You
Right?
gotta-
There's like those. I think they have some good stuff like that at Azusa Canyon.
Yeah, you get
just
the
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
backflips
and
and, then
at and
work
Yeah.
on your
I want to see
pyrotechnics.
one of those Indos.
Truck Haven at Akatia Wells. He's got to go up and
Ooh.
over that big.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't been out there yet.
Oh,
could be
it's so
something.
much fun. So much fun.
Well, I think his rear tires will still be on the ground. When he gets
there's like a 2-story like almost I wouldn't say straight up, but like maybe 22 degree, like you go up and
It's
then you
pretty-
got
it's
to
pretty
get
steep,
over,
yeah.
and then most people try to hesitate on the way over, which causes them to flip, and so you got to kind of mash it on the way down.
It's very counterintuitive.
It's very much something I won't be trying.
right? I won't. Yeah,
So
just Google it. You'll see.
Concrete
Truck Haven.
pipes that they stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. Well, dude, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm glad everything went well and the truck is still rolling on all four wheels. And if not, you can reach out to Casey at trailchasers.net and claim your warranty. You put in a warranty
Definitely
claim.
will do.
So, all right, man. Anything else before you cut out?
Not for me. Thanks
right.
all guys for your help and helping with the install and pretty much doing it. I helped hand a screwdriver a couple times.
No worries,
The
dude.
flashlight.
Yeah, we'll send you the bill.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Leave the money on the counter.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. For everybody else that's in the chat room, thank you for joining us. We appreciate Bill and Mark for coming on and dealing with
You're
our
gonna mention
shenanigans.
Patreon.
Yes. So good. See, look, dude, you are as we have talked
On
about.
top of it.
Thank you so much, Matt, for being on top of it. I'm not going to give you shit for not being on top of things anymore.
Right.
The rest of
the
this
rest
week.
of the night.
The rest
Yeah,
of this
exactly.
week. So we launched the store, the Trail Chasers shop at you can find it at trailchasers.net and click on the button that says visit our shop. At the shop, you can buy shirts, hats, swag of all types. The hat that Mark has on right now on the YouTube feed is a hat that he purchased from the shop. Like I had said last week, if there's something that you're looking for that's not there, let me know and I'll do my best to accommodate.
His got there pretty quick too.
Super
right?
quick. Super,
Oh, yeah.
super quick. I was really, there was part of me that was like, I wanted to do the, hey, order now before Christmas. But I was like, how many days is that? He got it in like 4 days, right, Mark? Wasn't it like 4 days?
4 days.
That's
In a shirt.
That's kind of crazy. So then,
Embroidered, nice and clean.
yeah, I'm really
Good
excited about that. And we also launched our Patreon campaign, and we have a whole list of things that you can get from the Patreon campaign. I want to first acknowledge the companies that are giving us discount codes. So we're still
Are
coordinating.
we acknowledging the people that have already signed up?
We are going to do that next.
Okay.
So
Because we said we would.
yeah, we would. So
You didn't even remember.
I didn't remember
any.
any of it. You did a great job, Matthew. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're Matthew.
I know. He does something
So
good, you have to say
respectful.
Matthew.
With respect.
So the companies that are working with us to provide some discount codes: Air Down Off Road, EVGA, Ironman 4x4, Mountain Hatch, Outer Limit Supply, and Shower Pouch. Thank you to all of them. And then we're still coordinating some other ones. More to come. So the people that have signed up as of today for our Patreon: Nicole R, Matthew B. Did you know that?
I'm Matt D.
No, I know, but you know who Matthew B is. Your best friend. Gary K. Adam
Is that your
S.
counterpart when you look yourself in the mirror?
Sergio R.
Dude, I don't know what he's talking about. Dude.
Bobbit.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Obby.
Obby, yeah. So Jose's boss, Obby, Gary K, Adam Shanley, Sergio, our buddy Sergio and his son Sergio, and all the Sergios.
And all the Sergios.
All the Sergios. Tim K, Mark, our buddy Duty Driven, who's on the feed with us right now. Scott W, Easy E, Elam. Dave Frazier, Stephen B, Tommy Harrell, the supercomputer hacker that got his sticker before everybody else.
Nice.
Joey D driving Megatron around, Shy Z, and Rob F from San Diego. To all of you, thank you so much. This craziness. Jose made the point earlier. He's like, well, this is real. This has actually happened. People are doing this. So we are working on. I have an intro message that's going to go out in the next couple days with.
It's going to be like, thanks, fuckers.
Yeah. Later. So part of the Patreon.
We just stopped the show now. That's all it took. You guys just got us to cancel.
The backstory is part of one of the benefits of joining the Patreon is you get a 10% discount on the Trail Chaser shop, and I went and verified that I could do that on the Trail Chaser shop before I put that on.
That's good.
So yesterday, this week Sunday, I was trying to figure out how to create the code, and I couldn't figure out where I found the discount code on the website to create it. And I'm like, oh shit, how am I going to do this now? But I eventually, through enough Google searches, found out how to create the coupon code. So I just did that last night, and I will be sending out the email to everybody that's joined with the discount code for the Trail Chaser shop, and then some additional information about the stuff that we're doing, the registration that's coming up for Winter Expedition, and discount codes. The discount codes aren't fully vetted. They're we've got commitments, but I'm going to work this week with getting all of those details ironed out, and then those will be sent off to you once we have them. And I will be using a combination of emails and the Patreon application. So when you join up for Patreon, you get access to our page. And then Jose has committed to doing some forum stuff, and we'll pull that together once we figure out how it works.
What is forum stuff? What does that mean?
Jose says that people still use forums.
They do.
Mark,
Dude,
do people
Mark's
use
all about forums?
Do people still use forums?
Forearms?
Forums.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I think I have signed up for 2 forums in my life and never posted anything. I probably signed up because I wanted to get some information off of one of them and then got it and then left.
Like the Great Western Forum?
Yes, like the Great Western Forum.
I've been
That
there.
was so bad, Matt. That was so. That's not even.
Tried to say it
Oh
softly.
man,
Edit
Jose
that.
doesn't even know what the
Just
Great
edit.
Western Forum is.
I think I've been there before.
See?
I think.
Matt saw the Beatles there when they first came to America. So the patron stuff is slowly rolling out, and to all of you that have signed up, the funny thing is, so Tommy, where you're supposed to put your name in, and instead of putting your name in, he said, "Kiss me where it smells funny." That's his official name on Patreon.
Okay.
So we'll have to refer
No
to
judgment here.
Yeah, we'll have to refer to him as that from now on. And then so I'll be sending all that stuff out as we go and updating you guys with new information. And we're constantly working on stuff in the background. We've got some exciting things coming up in the near future, and we will let you guys know. So to Mark and everybody else that joined our Patreon account, thank you so much. We appreciate the support. It is it's amazing to us that people support these shenanigans, and we still can't believe it's real. So
It's happening. It's happening.
it's happening. Now we have to do stuff. Now we
Now
actually
we're
have to do
committed to
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go four-wheeling. Like,
yeah, now we have to actually go off-roading and camping and stuff. So, all right, cool. Well, Mark, thank you so much, man. You have a great night, and I'm sure we will connect in the next few days or so when I want to hear more about the truck as you get to drive it more and see what's going on.
Definitely. Will do. Thank you very much.
All right, everybody else in the
Hey,
chat
Mark.
room, thank you
Thanks,
guys
man.
so much. You guys have a great night. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, everybody.